Namaste, Marcus again, and this is a video I'm doing actually before the equinox, spring equinox 21. I'm doing it, preempting it actually, in case I'm too busy at the time, and also because of what's come through recently. So, leading up to the equinox, and we've been talking about this for a while, we're still getting rid of these old dregs. And this is the really high level stuff that we've shied away from for so long because we couldn't cope, and is very deeply seated, deeply rooted, which will come in again in a few minutes. Deeply rooted, and so it's taken its time to be able to get shut of it. But nevertheless, we've been told that in this future that we're leading into after the equinox, we have to get rid of this old stuff first. This old dross. All has to be cleared, because we're going to fill our vessel with this new light that is coming down to us now. And this new light that's been downloaded to us has been probably since either the Lion's Gate or at least since the last winter solstice. There's been this new level of light which has been very different, and it's a lot more cleansing and purifying, and I can't really put my finger on what I could say about it, but it's different. And it's this that is going to be helping us to change to this new human being human, as I like to call it, which is about us being this new being of light and love, who puts their spiritual lives first and their material life second. And this is something that we've been wanting to do for quite a long time, but have never been able to stay on a high enough vibration to do this for long enough. And there's never been as many souls on the planet who are able to raise their vibration to such a high level, as far as I know. Can't talk for the Atlantean days or Lemurian days, if there were any, but I can say in humanity's history, we've never had so many souls with such a high vibration, ready to make this jump possible for Gaia and for us. And this new human being, being human as I like to call it, is going to have changes to its DNA. This is what I've been told for a while, at least for me anyway, and for others, is that our DNA is going to be changing. And I'm led to believe that it's to do with we only use a few strands of our DNA, and there's probably about 12 of them. Don't quote me for saying that, but there's quite a few that we have forgotten how to use, and there's a lot that we've never used, that we are going to be starting to use some of these, or reuse some of these. And we know that a lot of us now are very psychic, are very tuned in, we go with the flow, we're very susceptible to the changes that are led by us, rather than waiting for them to come to us. We have this ability now to move towards the change before it happens and to help it along. And so when the equinox comes, from then on, we're going to fill our empty vessels with this new light. And that's what the video I did a little while ago about the chalice, about the Holy Grail, was about. And that's what we're doing. But of course we need to have an empty vessel to do that, or a fairly nearly empty vessel. Otherwise it won't work. And it's funny because I was at the dentist the other day to get a big wisdom tooth taken out, and it's been problematic for about a year. I've been getting these pains every so often, and having to take antibiotics, or natural antibiotics anyway, to get rid of the big infections. And bit by bit that tooth has been getting looser, it's been more problematic, until a few weeks ago I just couldn't stand the pain anymore on the infection, and the infection wasn't clearing with the normal natural antibiotics, which meant I have to get antibiotics. So I went to see my dentist, who agreed it has to come out, and agreed to get it taken out after a dose of normal antibiotics, which I took. And I was waiting outside the dentist the other day to go in. And as I'm waiting there, it suddenly came to me that this tooth is probably going to come out quite easily, because it's actually leaning over. It's not pointing upwards. It's leaning over now. It's got looser and looser. And because there was a gap next to it, it's been going this way. And as I've been chewing, it's been pushing it down. Of course, I've been in agony as well, with the pain. But it's been getting looser and looser. And it suddenly came to me, this is forcing its own way out here. This tooth is making life easier for me, because it's actually forcing its own way out, jumping the ship, as they say. And it really was a bit of a epiphany, or whatever they call it. A bit of a sort of, wow, that's exactly what's happening with us. Now after the equinox especially, we're going to see that the world is going to be changing quite dramatically. Lots of things that have been happening in the world that we don't understand. So basically, I do tend to wander because I don't script any of these. So basically, we are going to get rid of all the things, you and I, that don't serve us anymore, like that wisdom tooth. It doesn't serve me anymore. It was just causing me grief, causing me ear problems, throat problems, and it needed to go. And everything in our lives is going to be like that after this equinox. Anything that doesn't serve us as human beings and as the human race will be going. All the things that doesn't serve our societies will be going. And lots of stuff has been coming out, and I'm not going to get into any of these conspiracy theories, although I have my own views which I will not be sharing here about what's going on at the moment. All I'll say is that all these things that are happening for the reason of enlightening us, of showing us the real truth, of opening our eyes to what's really going on in the world that has been hidden from us for so long. Now that so many people are awake, have such a high vibration, not only are we shifting because of that high vibration, we're also enabling the changes to occur that will enlighten the whole world. Because all these, I don't want to use the word lies, but I will, all these lies and untruths and fabrications and manipulation of us as ordinary human beings is all going to change. And what's going to happen is the truth is going to be out there. As I said in a famous sci-fi, the truth is out there, and it's going to be shown to us in no uncertain terms. Now, it's been happening actually since this present, whatever they call it, pandemic. Lots of people have been saying lots of stuff that's been hidden by the media and by governments and whatever. And that is all going to come out. And all the things that have been happening for human beings to make them as they are now, that's stopping them from being the human beings being human, is all going to change. And I was led to believe by my star being brethren, friends, that they're also going to out something, someone, some beings, maybe themselves. But something's going to come out into the open about our roots, where human beings actually came from, what their stewardship here has been all about, what their caring for us has been all about. Something like that is going to come out into the open, and they're going to make it so. And they don't normally interfere, but they're going to make it happen so that something is released. We're going to see ships in the sky or something. Something's going to come out that's going to change everything in the next year or two. Could be this year. And this is going to help change everything. Now, I have mentioned this before at some point about how all these things are going to come out and how we're going to be this new human being. And I've mentioned the changes to our DNA, all these things. And everything that's happened up to now, we can't think of it as bad, because it isn't, because I'm a firm believer that everything that happens to us is to make us who we need to be. There's no wrong turn, if you like, or wrong route. We're on the right route all the time. It just sometimes takes long. And some of this manipulation that's been going on is all going to be changed. And because of it, we're all going to realise what we should be doing, where we've been going wrong, and how we can live a much better, proper life as it was intended for human beings. We're not intended to be here so we can work 16 hours a day, 8 hours a day, and have no time with our loved ones, no time with our family, no time in love and enjoy. That's just not why we're here. And I've said this for years. We need to realise that we're here to be what we're supposed to be, human beings. And all that is going to change. How? I can't say for definite, but this is what will happen over the next few years. Anyway, after the equinox, we're going to see the big changes. Hopefully they're going to enlighten us to such a degree that we'll change all this from the way it's being to the way it's going to be, and have the world we've been waiting for. The world of love and unity, caring and sharing, and no homelessness, no poverty anywhere. There shouldn't be poverty anywhere. There's no need. Anyway, no politics. Thank you for listening. Hope you've enjoyed it. Hope you got something from it. And we'll see you next time. And as I say, this is pre-recorded, so I might add a little bit to the end as well. Namaste.